The Hermès antitrust suit filed in April of this year might be disturbing reading if you've ever tried to buy a Rolex from an authorized dealer and have been stonewalled. What seemed to be revenge by a collection of disgruntled Hermès customers has been gaining traction with the public and media, despite being dismissed by many experts and commentators as lacking any standing. If you've been on the receiving end of this behavior via a Rolex AD, then this suit and your future as a Rolex customer might be decided in the courtroom. Before we delve into this topic, hey everybody, I'm Dino and welcome to Watchwise. I'm so glad you could join me. I'm super proud of the community we've created in such a short time, and I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. If you'd like to become part of Watchwise, please consider subscribing with the button below and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on a new video. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand, the Hermès class action suit and what it could mean for luxury brands such as Rolex. Before we begin, we need to understand what the Hermès suit is all about. It centers around a recently released Birkin bag, an ultra-exclusive handbag that was so hard to get it was impossible without prior spend. This is where a dealer, brand, or both require you to spend or purchase other goods not related to the object being sought after before you are considered for purchase of the same. This practice has only been in the luxury market for around 10 years. Previously, you would express an interest in a product, a handbag in the Hermès case. They take your name down and you'd wait for the call to go buy your bag. As Hermès grew and their retail business expanded, the practice was replaced with prior spend, aka ancillary purchases. Since COVID, this practice has allegedly been rolled out to more and more retail locations, and before the pandemic, it primarily operated on a 1-to-1 ratio, i.e. if you wanted a $10,000 handbag, you would have to spend $10,000 on something else first. As demand grew and supply stayed relatively the same, and especially during COVID, that ratio grew from 1-to-1 to as much as 5-to-1 for the same bag at the same price. Does this sound eerily familiar to anyone else right now? One issue that Caleb Snell, a popular luxury brand creator, raised on his channel is that Hermès salespeople do not make commission on the sale of the desirable Birkin bag, but they do make a 3% commission on other purchases in other categories. As he puts it, Hermès sales associates literally have zero incentive to sell you that Birkin or Kelly. I don't know about you, but this deja vu needs to quit it. It's giving me the creeps. Rolex ADs for years have played the waitlist game. I've been a victim to it myself twice, giving up after being obvious I was never going to get a call despite having the money there, ready to go both times. Rolex ADs are famous for never having the watches they have on display for sale with signs such as for display only, and salespeople claiming that the watches are in short supply and the waitlist is years. Unless of course you want to buy this lesser model that you don't want at all, or some jewelry, and then maybe you'll get a call if you buy enough of it. Rolex and Hermès have or will counter this with one of supply and demand. There's too much demand for the popular models and too few in production. While this might be true, and it almost certainly is for models such as the Daytona or the Celebration Datejust, the dealers are using this to their advantage, forcing us to buy the less desirable stock lest it sits there doing nothing. Secondly, there's the idea of artificial demand, where you create a demand by selectively rationing a product based on its arbitrary metrics, such as prior spend or history. By doing this, you create a monopoly based on that product, and that is very much against US antitrust law. A lawsuit against Rolex would likely focus on a few key points. Firstly, the plaintiffs could argue that Rolex's practice of tying the sale of popular models to previous purchases is an illegal tying arrangement. This could be seen as leveraging their market power to boost overall sales, which might be considered anti-competitive. Now, I know less about antitrust law than Princess Grace does about mountain driving, but this does sound like, on face value, this might have some teeth to it. Rolex's recent purchase of Boucherer would no doubt be brought up as possible proof that Rolex is trying to further this practice by controlling their retail vertically, as in the Hermès case, rather than placing the onus on the blame on third-party authorized dealers. Of course, this is pure speculation from me, and again, I am not an attorney, nor do I pretend to be one. For the plaintiffs to win, they would need to demonstrate that consumers are harmed by these practices, whether through high prices, limited availability, or the necessity of making unwanted purchases to access desirable models. That might be extremely difficult to place any kind of monetary value to, however it might be enough to at least get Rolex to change their policies and enact rules governing authorized dealers to prevent this. Moreover, a legal precedent set by such case could prompt other luxury brands to reassess their sales strategies to avoid similar legal challenges. This could transform the luxury market as a whole, and it might affect the entire luxury watch industry overnight. Now, I've reached out to Serative Law and Caleb to get more insights on the topic. Seritage Law being the law firm that filed the class action suit against Hermès, and Caleb being the aforementioned luxury connoisseur. And if either of them reach out to me or there are any developments on this case, or with Rolex themselves, I'll be sure to release another video. Regardless of what happens, I will definitely update everybody. So that's it for today's episode. What do you think about these potential legal challenges? Could they change the way luxury brands operate? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay up to date with all things Watchwise. And as per usual, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.